Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Light Sports Breakdown. It's been a couple weeks since I posted a video, so I apologize for that. But we're back, and I'm looking forward to talking more sports with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. We're only 6 days away from the MLB season, 2020 season to begin. I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to that. So, before the season actually starts, I thought that it would be a good idea because ESPN actually did what teams they feel will break through this year. Like last year with the Washington Nationals overcoming a slow start at the beginning of the season to ultimately make it to the World Series and beat a very stacked Houston Astros team. I thought it'd be pretty cool to do my own little pick for what team I feel would break through. A lot of the ESPN experts felt that the Cincinnati Reds, that the Los Angeles Angels, that the Texas Rangers, the Chicago White Sox, they thought that they would have a breakthrough season this year, and I agree with them to an extent, but that's why I wanted to show you. That's why I wanted to share my own pick. This year, I think that the breakthrough team for the 2020 season will be the New York Mets. I happen to be wearing the jersey, so if you saw that, then you kind of can expect the team that I was going to pick. But I feel that the New York Mets are well positioned to break through this year. They ended up losing Noah Syndergaard, and he had to get Tommy John surgery, so that is a big loss. But they still have two-time Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom. They have Marcus Stroman, and they still have Steven Matz, who I think will take a big leap this year, despite them losing Zach Wheeler to the Philadelphia Phillies. They still have Rookie of the Year Pete Alonso. They have a clean Robinson Cano, J.D. Davis, and they have Ahmed Rosario, and I feel that the infield will be very polished this year. They'll have a healthy Jeff McNeil and Brandon Nimmo and Michael Conforto in the outfield, and now that there's manning the DH spot will be Yohannes Cespedes. So I feel that the Mets have like a really well balanced team. Obviously, I feel like they could maybe add a piece or two, but I think the way that they stand, I think that they can make it out of their division, and here's why. So the Miami Marlins, they pretty much were stagnant in this offseason. They didn't really add much. So for all the Marlin fans that have high hopes for this team, I don't think they're going to be going very far this year, which is very disappointing because I would like to see the Marlins do good, especially with Derek Jeter owning the team. So I hope that eventually that he'll bring a winning culture to the Miami Marlins and that the fans will be excited to watch them again. So that's the one team in their division. The Atlanta Braves, obviously, they have a good team, but they ended up losing Josh Donaldson and they lost Dallas Keuchel during the offseason. And they really didn't help their starting rotation or their bullpen, which is going to be very detrimental to them in games because they struggled to close games. They had Keuchel, which did well, but then the team just would collapse. So I think that will be one area that they will falter in, and that will prevent them from making it out of their division, even though they did win it last year. And then the next division opponent that I think would be the Nationals, the World Series winners. They ended up retaining World Series MVP Steven Strasburg, but they ended up losing Anthony Rendon to the Los Angeles Angels, and they didn't replace him, and they lost a couple of pieces in their bullpen and a couple of relievers. And despite them still having Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and Patrick Corbin, I don't think the team is as good a positioned as they were last year to make it to the World Series. It definitely was special that they made it to the World Series and they won their first title. So I think that's very awesome for them, but I think they should temper their expectations this year. And it was actually very impressive after they lost Bryce Harper in free agency and ended up making it to the top of the mountain without him. It would have been nice if Bryce was there, but they ended up accomplishing a great feat without him, and I think they won't be able to do that this year, which is kind of disappointing. But I'm always for a new team to make it to the top. So that's another reason why I feel the Mets are good positioned. The one exception I do have is I think the Philadelphia Phillies are in good position to contend against the Mets to make it out of the division because they signed Didi Gregorius in the offseason from the Yankees. He has shown stints of like stardom and that he can take over a game offensively and defensively. They signed Zach Wheeler from the Mets. Obviously, some injuries derailed his career a little bit, but they feel that he could be a perfect complement to Aaron Nola, who is their ace, and they still have Jake Arrieta. So I think they have a good starting rotation. The one concern I do have is that their infield is looking a little suspect. They don't really have a lot of bodies, or besides Reese Hoskins, Didi Gregorius, Gene Segura, they really don't have a lot of well-known names in the infield. And the outfield, they have Bryce Harper, but they don't have a lot of power bats that could make a really big difference to separate them from the rest of the division besides the Mets. And I feel like the biggest factor that they have, that the Philadelphia Phillies have, is that they signed Joe Girardi to be their manager, and I think that he'll bring a nice culture change and he'll develop the players really nicely. He did really well for the New York Yankees, especially in the 2017 season where they were one game away from making it to the World Series. So I think Joe Girardi will be a big help to them this year, and I think that will be the difference compared to past seasons, and that they will be strong in competing against the Mets. And not only the division, I think the Mets can make it out of the whole conference or the league, because obviously the Dodgers are going to be there, and it's really unclear what other team will make it out because the Rockies aren't as good of a team as they were. The Diamondbacks, they signed Madison Bumgarner, but they're still not up there after they lost Greinke to the Houston Astros. So I picked the Mets to break through this year, and I'm very excited, and I hope that my prediction is correct, because I think that the Mets have been overshadowed for a long time by the New York Yankees, and it would be nice to see them win and make it far, because the last time they made it to the playoffs, well, the World Series it was either the 2015, 2016. It was either in 2015, 2016, but they ended up losing to the Royals, and it was very disappointing because I'm actually from New York, so it would have been nice for the Mets to win, but they have a good chance this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.